let's get started with a new addition to our Lift and Look series. This is Busy Bee, and these books are really great for little ones who need to learn the concept of flaps, because these flaps are quite large and they're actually just an extension of the page. So it's a really great way for us to introduce the idea of flaps and how to be gentle with our books while interacting with them. In this book, we can follow little Bee around the garden as she looks under leaves and up in the clouds to see all of her friends. Peek inside a bird's nest. We love watching the birds go in and out, building their nest, and then listening for the sounds of baby birds being hatched. And this book is going to give that experience, and it's going to bring it to life through these really detailed and intricate flaps. You see, that's a bird that they have turned into flaps. And so they can lift the flaps, they can answer questions about birds and their nests and eggs and babies, and it makes learning interactive and fun. Next, we have another Lift the Flap series, questions and answers, but this one is very first questions and answers, so it's geared towards younger kids, and it's all about, why do I have to go to bed? Said literally every child ever. If you have a kid who has not fought you about going to bed, let us know what your secret is. And if you're like me and your kids fight going to bed and they want to stay up till all hours of the night, this is the book for you. This board book is filled with flaps that are going to answer the why questions that our kids ask non-stop. Why can't I sleep here? Or here? Or here? Where do animals go to bed? So they get to learn about not just themselves in their own bed or their brother and sister, but how animals sleep all around the world. The benefit of why you should take a nap. Why is it dark at bedtime and how that works, how it happens. Top bedtime tips to help you get cozy and snuggled in and ready for bed. Don't look at screens before bed. I know, grown-ups are really bad at that too. Look at a book or snuggle in for story time, turn off your big light, and think happy thoughts. These are animal magic books, and they have this really cool feature. We have in the jungle and in the ocean. And in these board books, you can peek through to see the animal underneath. But when you turn the page, the picture changes. Watch. It teaches them something about the animal that they're seeing here. This big-eyed lizard is a chameleon, and it changes color with every mood. It's so cool. This is a peacock, and it has an unexpected trait. You ready? Ah, they're so much fun. Isn't that neat? And then this is in the ocean, same concept. They are introduced to an animal that they can find in the sea, and then they get to learn about it and watch it transform. So cool. Lift the Flap questions and answers about feelings. For any Lift the Flap book, go through and lift all of the flaps before you give them to your kids. Sometimes they're perforated and you have to kind of like pop them out a little bit because they're not just glued on, they're actually embedded into the book. So go through, pop them all out, give them a nice crease, then give them to your children so that we can avoid rips or bends or damaged books. Is it wrong to feel annoyed? Gosh, I hope not. No, there's no such thing as a wrong feeling, even if it doesn't feel very nice. All your feelings are valid. How are you feeling? What's my body telling me? Can you have two feelings at once? Why do I get angry? For all kinds of reasons, and it explains that here. Or why don't I like being teased? Why don't adults get scared? Spoiler, we do. What can I do when I feel shy? If I upset somebody? What do I do when grown-ups argue? And this is how to discern other people's feelings. What is body language? What's on her mind? Why are they ignoring me? Looking after your feelings, how you can take care of yourself and your emotions. And then at the end, there's this nice emotions color chart so they can learn to verbalize and identify how they're feeling each day. Little Children's Dough Play Book. So this is a board book, and they can use Play-Doh right in this book. This first page here has some notes for the grown-ups, and then it gives you a little how-to on how this book works. There are some blank spaces that our kids are going to fill with Play-Doh. And then there's some patterns later on in the book that they can use their fingers or tools to try to recreate once they have placed that dough on the page. They can roll their Play-Doh up into little balls, or they can smush it on the page, and there's some reading too. So even though they're playing, they're also learning to read or being read to at the same time. And so this book is going to be really great for counting. They can count how many pieces they're putting on the page, for shape recognition, and then of course those fine motor skills and finger dexterity. And then here are some of those patterns we talked about earlier where they can place it, and then they can use their finger or a tool to make these lines or these dots once the Play-Doh is down on the page. And then the best part, you can just clump up your Play-Doh, smush it around to gather all the pieces, and you can use this again and again and again. Let me know in the comments if you have a little one who loves Play-Doh like mine. This is my first farm activity pad, and this is quite a thick book that is full of puzzles, like number puzzles and picture puzzles, and they're so bright and fun and colorful that our kids are not even going to realize that they're learning. And then, as always, with these kinds of books, the answers are in the back so they can check their work. So if you're not familiar with magic painting books, this is Paint with Water, and every single one of the books does come with its own paintbrush. And all you have to do is just dip the paintbrush in water and swipe it over one of the pictures in this book, and the colors pop out of the ink and it brings the picture to life. It's Paint with Water, so there's very little mess and very little cleanup. This is for younger kids who don't quite have that paintbrush stay in the line skill, but they still want to have the fun of Paint with Water without creating this big muddy mess of colors. And so they're actually learning to paint kind of outside the lines, because if you'll notice, the pictures are a little abstract, and there are not really lines for them to stay inside of necessarily. So they can just be creative and be messy, and they'll still get the hang of it, and it'll help build all of those skills. Now these pages are all perforated, so you can rip them out and do them individually. And then there's also a flap in the back, so you can rest it behind the page that you're working on, and then it won't bleed through, so you can keep them all together if you want to do it that way. Our Wipe Clean books are so amazing because they're basically a big, colorful dry erase board with lots of pages, and they come with their own Wipe Clean marker, or you can pair these with a gift of a really colorful set of dry erase markers or dry erase crayons. With our first Wipe Clean books, these are going to be a little easier for younger kids. The pictures are going to be a little less detailed while still being really bright and colorful and engaging. And it's going to be for pen control and shapes and patterns, maybe some counting, using their imagination to finish the picture, or coming up with their own ideas, tracing, and again, there are words on every page. So even while they are coloring and writing and drawing, they're also going to be reading or being read to. They can do the activity on the page, grab a tissue or a fun eraser, wipe it off, and do it again. So with Wipe Clean books, they are going to be learning through repetition, which is a really great way to learn. This is Unicorn Activities, and in this, you can see that it's a little bit more detailed, so bright and colorful, so fun. My daughter's gonna love this one. Build your own sticker book. We have a lot of these as well. How does a build your own sticker book work? There is either a 2-page spread, or there's one on each page here, and these dark spots are where they're going to put the stickers to complete the picture. And so this is page 8, and then you flip to the back and you find the corresponding, I opened right up to it, the corresponding sticker page. So right up here on the top it says pages 8 and 9. So you can rip this out and set the sticker page next to the book. They can peel off the stickers, figure out which spot they fill, and they can complete that picture. And they can learn about the creature that they're creating. And there are a lot of different sea creatures in here, lots of different stickers, and a lot of fun facts for them to enjoy. Spy mazes. This is a huge book. There are a ton of mazes in here for them to complete. And as you can see, they are once again very brightly colored, very detailed and intricate. This is going to be great for older kids who love those brain puzzles. And of course, there is reading to be done on every page. How fun is that? Do you guys like mazes? And then, like always, the answers are in the back of the book, so they can correct their work or double check their work as they need to. These are perfect for little kids because they're small, and so they're very easy to hold, but these are actually full stories. 5 little ducks went swimming one day. These are those sing-songy rhymes that we all know and love and sing to our children. 5 little ducks went swimming one day over the hills and far away. Mother duck said quack, 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 but only 4 little ducks came back. So it's a counting book, and they can count down from 5 to 1 as the ducks swim away. But then at the end, the ducks realize maybe they should not have swam quite so far away. 2 little birds sitting on a wall. This one is another really cute rhyming sing-songy story about birds, bees, and frogs, and they get to learn about all kinds of fun animals as they read through this story. Very first words library. We have at home, farm, and garden. These are board books. They have really cute, simple illustrations, and they not only teach identifying animals and their names, but also their sounds. Tweet, tweet, I'm a bird. Croak, croak, I'm a frog. And my son's favorite part, there is this circle cut out on every page, and there's a little bug that they can find behind it, and he loves to point and call out what he sees. Farm with all the farm animals, and learning all the noises that they make, and they can find the little chick. At home, identifying all the different things that they can spot around the house. And then on this one, they can find the little duck. These are so cool because on every page, our kids get to be the animal. And in this case, we have baby dragons. And so it'll prompt them to see their reflection, and then they can make a dragon sound along with the story. The baby dragons whiz past. Wee! Can you say wee too? So cute. There's a bunch more in this series as well. The Funny Farm, and we have Cluck Cluck Duck and Tractor Tractor. Shout out in the comments if you have kids that are farm animal or farm equipment obsessed like mine are. We do not have a farm personally, but we live next to one, and they have cows and of course tractors, and then down the road there's horses and chickens, and so every time we go for a walk they get to see all of these really fun farm things. And so they love being able to identify those things in their books as well, because it is something that is familiar to them. So in Cluck Cluck Duck, this is a beginner lift the flap book about counting. Look at these adorable flaps. It's like a flap and a pop-up all in one here. Isn't that so neat? And then in Tractor Tractor, they get to learn all about opposites. One big tractor, shiny and new. One small tractor, rusty and blue. This is Feed the Animals. I know, it's finally here. we have a whole reusable sticker book series, and these are the same characters that you will see inside those books. So really quickly, the reusable sticker book series, that's different than our regular sticker books. Reusable sticker books are actually board books, and they have glossy pages, and the stickers are like a hard plastic, and so you can use them again and again and again. And if they get dusty and dirty, as sticky things do, you can just rinse them under the water and they're like brand new. In this brand new book, Feed the Animals, they have the same recognizable, lovable characters, but this is a brand new concept. It kind of reminds me of the Connect 4 game, and you'll see why. So in this book, kids are going to get to feed their favorite animals all different kinds of food. Pull the slider, it says. So you pull it open, and then there are these little pieces, little cardboard pieces, that have different foods on them. They're like little game pieces. And there's one for every page. So you can go through and read the story and feed the animals. He opens wide and you decide, what would elephant like best to eat? There are kind of obvious choices, you know, like elephants typically like to eat peanuts, and you can see that there's peanut shells on the ground, but your kids can use their imagination and they can pick anything. So I'm going to pick a banana. And then there's this slot right here. There's this open slot. And so they can pop the banana piece down in the slot and it goes right into their tummy. I mean, how cute is that? And then the monkey wants to eat, so we can pick something for the monkey. Let's give him the peanuts. And then you can put it in there, and it goes right in their tummy. And then when they're done, the pieces are all contained, and then you just have to slide this open for the next time you want to use the book. So you can keep them right here where they're safe and sound. Rhyming alphabet. And inside this book, there are really fun pictures that are going to focus on all the letters of the alphabets, all the sounds that those letters make, and a bunch of different things that start with those letters and sounds. This book reads in a very fun and rhythmic way. As you're reading, you can ask them to point out things that they hear and things that they see while you're reading it out loud. So there's a lot of really great interactive opportunities with this book. And it's a lot better than just, you know, A is for apple, B is for, you know, whatever. It gives a little personality to the story. The Smile. This is a brand new storybook. Smiling from one person to another can spread so much joy between those two people. You can totally make somebody's day just by giving them a smile, or by doing something, an act of kindness that brings a smile to their face. But not only do you bring joy to that one person, but then that one person goes on to bring joy to another person. And then that person pays it forward, and then that person pays it forward. And before you know it, you have this whole journey that one smile took, and it reached all these people and brought happiness to all these people in just one day. This is a really beautifully illustrated story about smiles and kindness and how it spreads from person to person really easily. And it's got this shimmery glitter cover, which I love so much. Days of the Week, which is a really cute story that has some rhyme to it, and it will help our little ones learn each day of the week. Today is Monday. It's a go to work and school day. I go to preschool and play with paints and blocks. Hooray for Monday! So they can read the story, or you can read it to them, and they can learn different ways to recognize the days of the week and different activities that they can associate. So it's not just that they're learning the words, but they're also learning how to match their schedule and their routines that they can recognize and they can know with the days of the week. The Magic Fish. And this is a tale of brothers and greed and gratitude. One of the brothers, Alec, catches a magic fish that gives wishes, and his brother just wants wish after wish after wish, and they soon learn to be grateful for what they have. Don't tickle the T-Rex. There's a switch on the back. You can turn it on, And then you read the story with your little ones. Don't tickle the T-Rex, you might make it roar. And right here, there is a touchy-feely patch, and when you tickle it, that's right, it makes dinosaur noises. And there is one on every single page. Kids are going to have so much fun with these. And then on the last page, there is this touchpad button that they can put their finger on, and it plays this really fun, silly song that they can dance along to, and it incorporates all of the sounds that they heard earlier in the book. Lots of things to know about animals. Now, this book has Usborne quick links. That means that you can go to usborne.com/quick links, and there are additional activities and downloads for free that they can do along with this book. More things they can learn and ways for them to dive in deeper. This book is all about animals, and there is tons of information in here. I like the way that the pages look like infographics, and they're really created to catch their eye and draw them in and get our kids to keep reading and keep learning. And then in the back, there's a glossary and, of course, an index so they can learn about all the words that they maybe didn't know when they were going into the book. Okay, you guys, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I can't wait to see you next time.